Well, it didn't happen soon for Ricky McGee. The book is called Left for Dead, How I Survived 71 Days with nothing, no water, no shoes, no... in the middle of the desert.
This is extraordinary. In April 2006, the news broke of an amazing feat of survival by a white man in one of the most inhospitable areas of Australia. 71 days in the desert, this bloke has survived.
Ricky McGee in the cage this morning.
Rick, how did you end up in such a predicament?
Basically, I was heading across the Tanami Desert on Bunteen Highway. I was off to Port Hedland for a second job interview and ended up stopping to help some people that were pretending to be broken down on the side of the road, and let one of them in my car and ended up getting mugged and left for dead. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be nice.
What was their motivation? Why was it, just to get their kicks, to bash you?
No. We've done a bit of checking into this ourselves, and we found out that it's out in the middle of the territory. Car parts, passports, people's ID, it's actually pretty big business at the moment, so, yeah.
Okay, you've survived this thing, but you were there, had no idea how you ended up where you ended up, but you survived 70 days.
No shoes, no car, no food, no water, and it says no idea.
And no idea, yeah. Yeah, ended up walking across the desert, rock, shards of grass, and what had happened was, because they took my shoes and socks, after a couple of days realising how bad my feet were getting, I ended up taking my t-shirt off and tearing that in half, and I wrapped that around my feet every day when I was walking to try and sort of cut back the slashing that I was copping. And every morning it'd get pretty cold and it'd leave dew in the grass, so I'd take my t-shirt off my feet, the two halves, and I'd drag them through the grass in the morning, and that'd sort of collect as much dew as I could, and I'd sort of get a little bit of a drink in the morning. And then, lucky it was the end of the wet season, so there was still a little bit of rain around, so I'd sort of sit back and look out for rain clouds, and if I saw one in the distance, sort of make a beeline for it, and
good Lord.
Sort of 9 times out of 10 I'd get there, the rain would be gone, but there'd be little puddles of water left, so it kept me going until I found the first dam that I came across, and ended up camping on the first dam for about 10 days, and that's when I started really eating a lot of different types of vegetation and sort of bugs and little animals that were in the area.
I'm one for these weight loss shows like Biggest Loser. I hate them taking... I love it when they put weight back on. How fat are you again?
I'm back up to about 103, 104 kilos again, mate. So, yeah.
Hey, Rick, just
feeling
quickly,
pretty fit.
When you're out there walking around on your own near death for 70 days, what's going through your mind? Were you thinking of loved ones?
Yeah, at first I never actually thought I'd be out there for any length of time, so my main concern was like, right, today I'm going to be found, or today I'm going to find a road, just keep walking. And then after a while I sort of realised that, there was nothing out there, and all I was sort of thinking about was, trying to stay alive, just eating and drinking and trying to make a decent shelter to keep away from the mozzies. And then it wasn't until the last few weeks I started sort of realising that there's a good chance I was going to die out there, and then you start thinking about all the people, all your friends, family, and people that you're not going to see again, and sort of wish you had made more time in your life to spend a little bit more time with everybody, and yeah.
The food that you would never eat again, having sampled?
Cockroach.
What does it taste like?
Oh, mate, it's absolutely disgusting. It'd have to be the most foul thing I've ever put in my mouth, and I didn't really eat it, to be quite honest. It went in, I took one bite, and it came out quicker than it went in, and I don't recommend it to anyone. So,
what was the least awful of all those odd things that you ate?
I got a pretty good taste for frogs because of the way I was drying them out. They, by the time I'd finished them, they were like little froggy crisps, mate. Had a system there where
French have been onto it for a while.
Yeah, but the leeches are pretty good, and the frogs are pretty good, and the vegetation. I mean, if you have a look in the book, there's a few different names of vegetation there, but the bopples that I named were pretty damn tasty. So
you almost lasted as long as the winner of Big Brother this year.
Well, congratulations, mate. Thank you for sharing this morning.
Not a problem, guys. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. See you, Ricky.
Okay, mate.
Bye. Book is called Left for Dead. An amazing story. He ended up 46 kilos down from about your size, Marto.
Mate, 103 k's down to 46. I've got the photo here. This is extraordinary. I've got to read this.